Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fiscal Talk. My name is Anna Bosniak, and I am the marketing assistant at Fiscal Solutions. My guest today is Stefan Ditrih, who is legal consultant at Fiscal Solutions. Hi, Stefan. How are you doing today?
Hi, Anna. Really good. How are you?
I'm very excited to be doing this Fiscal Talk. This is our first time doing any kind of event together, right?
Yeah, that's right. First time.
Yeah. Okay, so Stefan is an expert on many European countries, and today we are talking about a very, very interesting topic. So far, we have covered many topics in our fiscal talk. We covered fiscalization in Lithuania, Greece, OSS, and today we are talking about research on fiscalization. So the topic is a little bit general, but I think it's very useful and very interesting for our audience. We know that fiscalization is very complex, but I think that the next three episodes will be very interesting because we will show you what it looks like from the perspective of the person who does the research. So, our topic today is what are the main steps and methods when researching a new fiscal country? So, Stefan, you can take the stage and explain to us.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for this introduction. As you said, really exciting to work with you for the first time in a project like this. And we do have a general topic, but it's very important to understand it. When approaching different fiscal countries, the process can be very complex. It has many segments, many pieces of the puzzle that have to fit together. And what is really important to emphasize is that when researching fiscal country, the research is very country dependent. So depending on the system of the country, the research system will be different. So there's a lot of different fiscal countries with different systems, and they require a different country-specific approach. In some countries, the fiscal system is clearly defined. The information is easily accessible. It's very clear, defined, and structured in a way that's understandable to someone who's not from that specific country. In other countries, however, the situation is a little bit different. The information is not readily available. It's not available to the public. Not all of the information, but you have to get all the relevant information to understand the entire system. What you need to do first is understand the basics of the fiscalization system. Meaning, is it hardware fiscalization system, software, online fiscalization, or a combination? Once you understand what kind of fiscalization system a certain country has, then you can move on to some more specific questions. Because if, for example, if you understand that a certain country has a software-based fiscalization, then you already have some ideas what to expect, and you're going to understand things more easily once you get that baseline covered. So the next step will be, once you determine whether it's hardware or software fiscalization or online, for example, if it's hardware situation, you'll have to understand, first of all, what kind of fiscal devices are in use in that country, what are the main requirements regarding those fiscal devices, where to get them, how to set them up, what is the fiscalization process, how are they connected to your other peripherals, how are they connected to your POS device. On the other hand, if it's a software-based fiscalization system, you'll have to understand all the requirements regarding your POS system. Is it possible to use any system? What requirements are there for that system? What it has to do to be compliant with the law in that certain country? Is there a certification process? What needs to be certified? How complex is the process? Who is doing the certification? Is it a state body? Is it a private company? So it really depends from country to country. Is there one of the also important topics is there communication with the fiscal authority? If yes, we need to understand how that communication works. What are the timeframes for reporting data? Is it in real time? Do we send some reports in certain timeframes? So really, you have to, once you understand what is the basic system, then you go on to some specifics and details from that point on.
Thank you. And what are some general steps when it comes to research?
Well, as I said, the process is really country dependent, but I can give you some general steps that we usually use when researching new countries. First of all, you need to get, of course, relevant legal documents, so laws, bylaws, other acts, technical documentation that's available, usually from the tax administration or from the relevant state bodies like Ministry of Finance. Once you get all the relevant legal text, you analyze them, and then it is very important to contact the local tax authority or relevant state body and to contact them with questions you may have, to get in touch with the relevant bodies so they can help you understand the fiscalization system in a better way, so they can clear up some very specific situations that maybe are not in the legal text or in the technical documentation. Then you will move on to contacting companies that are in that specific countries, because on one side you have the legal and technical documentation, but on the other hand, the situation in reality can be a little bit different, and sometimes it's hard to realize in what way is the law used in real life. So in that way, it's better to contact to make local partners, to get in touch with them so they can clear up what is the situation like in real life, like how are they applying the law in day-to-day activities. Once you are in contact with the relevant state authorities and relevant private individuals, relevant companies, you can get a write a fiscalization base of the fiscalization system, where you will cover will be like your stepping stone. You'll cover all the important details, and you will get a quick overview of the fiscalization system, so you can now go on and analyze the system segment by segment. So from business processes to requirements regarding fiscal devices or POS systems, certification process, and so on.
Thank you. That's very useful information. And what about some methods of research that you usually employ?
Well, firstly, as I would contact the local tax authority or other relevant state body. I will check their websites to acquire all the legal documents and technical documents, and then I would make a questionnaire. Like I would analyze the legal documents, and once I understand them to a certain degree, I would write down all the questions I may have, and then I will contact the tax authority or other state body or some other private company, POS manufacturers, fiscal device manufacturers, consulting agencies, tax consulting agencies, to answer my questionnaire, to answer all the questions I may have. In that setting, it is important to contact more than one contact in the field, because sometimes you can get contradictory information. It's important to double check all the information. And once you establish a connection with a certain company, I move on to scheduling meetings, because it's better to talk in person, or in this case, online, because it's easier to get everything explained once we're talking, because some questions may arise just from other answers. So it's easier than just writing questions down and sending them. And in the end, I will do a cross analysis of different laws, regulations, technical documents, and answers I got from the state bodies and private companies that I contacted with and I had meetings with.
So basically, we can conclude that communication and contacts are the most important thing when it comes to research, right?
Definitely, Anna. That really is the most important. One of the most important things is to get good connections in the field, because the companies and that already work in that country, they already have a sense of what the fiscalization system is like, and most importantly, they know how it functions in real life. Because sometimes we can have a certain disparity between what is written in the law and what was the general intent of the legislator and what it looks like in real life.
But we will talk about that in the next episode, right?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for this general overview on how you do research on fiscalization. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Stefan, and he will gladly answer you. I will put his email in the bio, and of course, for more information, you can always visit our fiscal portal. Thank you for being with us, and we will see you in the next episode of Fiscal Talk. Bye. Thank you for
Bye,
watching.
everyone. Thank you for
Thank you,
watching.
Stefan.
Bye.